Plaintiff Jeff Livingston dated the defendant, despite the fact that he's 37 and she's 21. Jeff claims soon after they started dating, the defendant brought another female into their relationship, but they ultimately broke up. He's suing her today for loans and emotional distress. Defendant Sharice Carter says when she first started dating Jeff, everything was great, but over time he became controlling and possessive. She's countersuing for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Your Honor, we met around October, but we didn't officially meet until about Thanksgiving. Actually, Thanksgiving.
Of last year?
Of 2019, yes.
Okay.
And, you know, I was staying in a motel at the time. I had just came back from Florida. And so she, you know, came along. And she never left.
Yeah.
And so
she came to visit, or she came from Florida with
Oh,
me?
she's from Ohio. She never left, but I didn't care, you know. She was cool. I liked her, you know.
How'd it go? How was she? Everything was cool, you said?
Yeah, you know, we met through mutual friends. And
How long did you all stay there at the hotel?
I stayed there for about 2 months.
And she was there for the 2 months with you?
Yes. I paid for everything. You know, she ain't having a job, no money, nothing. I paid for everything.
And you all got along, being in one room together for 2 months?
Yeah.
Right, that's pretty good.
I really thought we had a connection, you know?
If you can do that, after just meeting somebody, stay with them in a little room for 2 months, you do have something connected.
Exactly. So, like, okay, but that's not, we got a big age difference. I just turned 37, she's 21.
All right.
Okay, you know, but she was carrying herself so well that I was like, I don't see no problem with it, you know? So I'm like, cool. So, you know, things started to shape up, you know, we decided to make other moves. So, you know, we ended up leaving the motel, we moved into her friend's house. We paying rent there. She had just got a job. But now, as soon as she had got a job, COVID came.
Okay, let me allow her to get some background.
Okay.
Ma'am, let me hear from you.
Hello. So we did meet around like October, November of 2019. We ended up hanging out for his Thanksgiving, and he decided to not stay with his mom, and he was going to get a motel. So I was trying to put my best foot forward and not seem judgy. So I ended up staying at the motel with him. He invited me to come crash with him for a couple of weeks, and it just turned into a couple months.
All right.
In between the motel and my friend's house, he actually moved back in with me to my mother's house.
I thought you said you moved with friends.
No.
You moved in her mother's? Okay, I guess her mother is a friend. Staying at his friend's house, that's what he said. Go ahead, he's staying at your mom's house.
So it gave me time to like look for jobs in BG where we were moving to. So I ended up finding a job, and I was planning to stay with my friends and stuff. And he came along because at that point we have established that we are together. So I don't see any problem with him staying with my friends. Mm-hmm. So we do move into my friend's house, and we are paying rent. You know, it was real nice. And then, of course, COVID did hit, and I ended up losing my job. Because
okay, and that's where he stopped, so I'm going to allow him to resume.
Yeah,
Tell me what happened when COVID hit.
Okay, so COVID hits, she loses her job. And that's not losing, she gets laid off. Mm-hmm. She files unemployment.
When was this? March, April?
It was April. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, but, you know, rent was still having to get paid. So I paid both our parts, which was $210 a piece for the months of April and May.
Okay.
Things start, you know how COVID was, like, we were just...
Was?
Yeah.
Is, yeah.
Go ahead.
So we just all together, like, for a while, long time, like,
And it's good. From what I'm hearing, you all are made for each other. If you can stay in that same room, in a hotel room for 2 months straight, yeah, you're made for each other.
Yeah. So
you couldn't go too many places. Nothing was open.
Nothing was open. Nothing to do.
All right, you need an award.
We'll get them.
Go ahead, a trophy or something. I had to go to an entire separate spot every couple of days.
Man,
it wasn't nothing but during the daytime. I'll be back.
It was pretty
10
tough.
p.m. It's 9 a.m. Where you going? To the other spot. Like, what you got? I just got some reading to do. I can't say I was taping. I couldn't say I was doing anything in the LA offices because they're all closed. My office there.
No speaking.
What are you? Yeah, no speaking engagements. I just had to sit there. And be badgered. Do this, do that. What are you doing? What are you doing? What do you think about? What do you want to watch? Give me the remote. I want to watch. I want to go up my room and watch my own programs. And yes. What you watching? I turn to cartoons, anything. I was trying to, Mickey Mouse. I want to watch Mickey Mouse. I mean, that's tough. So you get the award of the COVID boyfriend of the year. Yeah. That's right. And I'm just kidding. That's the first, the main benefit of COVID for me was spending time with my family and reconnecting and seeing that I can be around all day, every day, and be quite happy. For 3-4 months straight, nothing, zero. Me, her, thank God for the grandbaby. And the grandbaby, and the grandbaby and the children. And I loved it. Tell me about it, the loan. How did it become a loan?
I was paying
You paying for her share of the rent. How did that become a loan?
You don't think about that when you're together and things is going on. That, you know, when I was staying at her mom's house, I was paying rent to her mom too, for both of us. Well, pretty much for me, but you might as well say I was taking care of us.
How did it become a loan? That's what I'm getting
How
to.
did it become a loan? The original plan was we were supposed to pay, you know, our share. And she didn't, you know,
But did she say, you pay my share and I'll pay you back? That's how it becomes a loan. Otherwise, it's two people who've been in love, who stayed in one room hotel, just looking at each other, fawning, and oh.
No, she didn't say
What time that rent due, doctor? It's a whole different story. COVID!
No, she didn't say that.
Well, then it's hard for it to become a loan then if she didn't tell you she'd repay you. Emotional distress, how does she owe you for that?
Wait.
Okay, I'll wait.
The 420.
I'm giving you a lot of leeway here.
The 420.
Like you've been drinking that lean, so go ahead. I'm gonna give you a pass.
The 420, I was paying on the deposit that she didn't have the money for at the time in her account.
When did she say she would repay you?
She said she would repay me once you know everything got situated. And
is everything situated?
I don't believe it is.
You don't believe it is, but it might be.
It depends on the
Everything
definition.
might be situated.
But see,
now he's been drinking lean, but why aren't you clear? I understand his thoughts are a little jumpy, but what about you?
I never said I would pay him back.
I didn't say that. Go ahead, sir.
See, Your Honor.
Let's keep doing our thing.
Your Honor.
Go ahead.
We were the motion of the story. I'm gonna get to the motion of the stress part.
All right.
All right. So this is what happened. This is about 3 weeks ago. I got drunk. I don't really drink like that.
No stuff. No stuff. Okay.
Look, I don't really drink like that, but because you know I'm in recovery for real, like for opiates.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't.
Which
drink.
is included in lean, them styrofoam cups. I saw you with a styrofoam cup.
So I've been doing well.
I saw you with a styrofoam cup, some Kool-Aid, some 7-Up, and wine candy. They snatched the codeine out your hand. So you in here acting high off lean and you ain't even had the whole ingredients.
No, I'm good. I'm clean.
I know you are, because they took the codeine. So why you acting like you high off lean and they even had none? That's crackish ways, leanish ways.
Leanish ways.
All right. He's not on lean anymore, but he has leanish ways. Having fun with you, Doc. I believe you're in recovery. I'm glad you are. How long you been in recovery?
For about 2 years.
All right. Good.
About 2 years.
Congratulations
2 years
to you.
clean.
Yeah.
So, like, the time is getting short at the place that we were both staying at because the lease is about to end. So, I got drunk, like I said. I said a bunch of horrible things to a bunch of people that I know. Like, I blacked out. I literally blacked out. Like, I don't even remember. That's why it's so hard for me, like, the way she's been acting lately, like, because I don't remember any of it.
But what did she do to you to cause emotional distress?
Because because she told me, oh, I don't want to be with you. I don't want you to live with me anymore, any of that. And I was like...
So for that, you should be able to get some money in a lawsuit.
No, because I was like, the lease ends at the place we were staying. I end up having to go back to a motel. I was pretty much about to be like... Now, I wasn't going to be on the street, but it could have been. I could have been on the street.
Okay, so you want money because you could have been on the street, but you weren't. All right. Let me hear from you. He wants you to pay him because he could have been on the street, but he wasn't.
It was all good in the beginning. Like, I was used to him taking care of me because he was paying the rent at the motel. He was buying us food. You know, he was really doing that older man role that I saw. So once I get this job, COVID hit, I ended up getting laid off. So while that was happening, he paid my rent. But from my understanding, we were together and he was already paying my rent before this. So I didn't think that I had to pay it back. He never discussed with me that if something were to happen between us, that I would have to end up paying him back.
Go ahead.
So after COVID clears up some, we're able to open up more stores. I end up going back to work. At that point, I know on one instance, he starts becoming more possessive now instead of being really sweet. And it's like nice because he's there for me. It's more now he's being controlling.
All right, where do you work?
I work at a gym. Okay. So it's a lot of men in the gym.
Right, that's why I asked you where you work. And when you said that, I said, oh, okay, that's what that is.
It's very understandable. I'm not saying anything. But if I'm talking to someone who has a question that happens to be a male, or like it's a regular customer and it's like come in same time every day, and I say, oh, hey, how's your day? He always had to know what we were talking about. He had to know how I knew them. He had to know everything we said, why we were talking, and a million other questions. So he started staying at my job.
He started staying at your job?
He would come with me when I went to work so he could work out.
What time?
About 2.
Oh, in the afternoon, okay.
Yeah. And then most days at the earliest he would leave is 4 hours later, around 6:37 when I had my lunch, because he would buy me lunch every day. And then some days he would stay later because he was in meetings or he was just like having a really long workout, so he would stay 6 to 8 hours a day. So that started becoming a problem because we aren't allowed to have as many people in the lobby area now with COVID. So it was told to him, like, essentially you can't just hang out at the gym all day. So he had a problem with that. And he ended up getting in, not an altercation, but he was getting very loud with my manager. And on page 7, he references how he's banned from the gym.
You got banned from the gym for stalking your woman?
No, because they tried to say that I was loitering, but I was there working out. Like, how was I loitering when I was working out? So...
Okay. So they told you were littering so you couldn't hang around?
Exactly.
Thought you said loitering.
Loitering.
Was it loitering or littering?
It was loitering. You got me confused.
You was probably loitering and littering. Go ahead. All right, so they told you what now?
They told me I was loitering, and I was like, hold on, but they was trying to like threaten her job.
You have a membership? Let's start there.
I was on her guest pass because...
Every day, all day.
No, she would
only go once on a guest pass.
She would ask me to come up there. No, you can go every day. But she would be like, every day, she would be like, you coming up? I would be like, yeah. And then like a couple times I said no, and then she was like, oh, why not? And I'm like, because I don't feel like going all the way up there today.
Okay, so she was forcing you to come up there, actually.
Well, plus I was buying her lunch, too.
So you coming up there to make sure she don't have lunch with another man. You know I know the game now. You can just tell me anything and the judge don't know what time it is.
Right.
He's up there blocking.
But look, Your Honor.
He's up there blocking.
I want to get to a situation where, see, I forgot this part of the situation where our relationship kind of took a little turn. All right, now see, she wanted to add a female to our relationship.
You should have brought this up first.
I should have, but I wasn't. I was trying to get to all the money part.
Well, we like the juicy part first. We like the juicy part.
You know.
How'd that work out?
I mean,
you didn't do such a dastardly thing, did you?
I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's see what that's about.
That's horrible, but describe your action.
Look, so the girl comes, she hangs out, but see.
Who brought her?
Her.
She said, this is my friend. You all went and had drinks and you worked it from there?
No,
She worked it.
That
Who
was
worked the
her
set?
thing. It was her thing.
She worked it? Okay.
Now the girl, no, see, she wanted, what happened was, the way I see it is she wanted her all to herself.
She wanted the girl all to herself?
Yes.
Well, why would she? That didn't make sense. She wouldn't bring her to you.
Well, it was supposed to be like that at first, but we had had that falling out before.
Well, okay, and you got put off the set.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what you think? You didn't have a guest pass that night. You needed a guest pass.
Yeah, so.
So you never did get to hang out like that?
No, we hung out. She stayed for like a week, you know.
Okay, that's enough. Ma'am, you don't need to say anything if you don't want to about that horrible accusation he's making, talking about you all. Well, they're freaking together, all three of y'all together. And he didn't know how to work it, so y'all put him off the set. Then you called him in at the last minute.
The only thing I'm gonna say on that is that was one of 5 times I had broken up with him. So like during that time, I was not involved with him at all, and he was still hanging out because he did pay rent at my friend's place. So he was still unfortunately hanging out in my room area with me all the time, would not give me space, which is why we ended up getting back together because he's very persistent.
You didn't run off with the woman, did you?
Did not go well with the woman.
Oh. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, I'm just curious. We've deviated.
I was going to say also, though, on page 6, because he did have a habit of when he was at the gym, knowing that I'm working, he would be texting me and calling me while he sees me
Jeff,
work.
stop harassing me at work. It's the first thing I see. I can't focus with the notes. What is you telling people? I'm mad at you. You're hilarious. I'm at work. Stop. That's what's up. Yeah, my lawyer told me to leave it alone. Just don't go back to y'all gym. But they can't tell me that I can't be in the plaza. It's public. As long as I'm shopping, he said, y'all got the right. Were you shopping?
Yes, I always shop in that plaza.
So I just go to another gym. It don't matter to me. They just mad that I use your guest pass. Yeah, and I'm not stupid, so this is the only way they can get around banning me. Police told me And my lawyer told me as long as I don't enter y'all's doors or hang in the front of that door to business, I'm okay. They told you right. However, sir, she told you to stop, and that's why she's countersuing. Is that the reason you're countersuing, harassing you at work?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after he got banned from my job, he continued, like, the first couple pages, you can see the call logs from just within 1 or 2 days.
What page? Oh, yeah, okay, the first page
And the call numbers are like 757, 757, 756, 741,
well,
741.
you drove this man crazy. You gone. What do you have to say, sir? I'm looking at evidence. You calling the woman at a job, won't let. I'm looking at the text. Here she shows me where you made all these texts. What do you have to say, sir?
I was a little like persistent over the situation, but it's just because I really like her. I really
all right, so why aren't you
her.
all together now?
Because I got drunk and I said all those horrible things.
All right, can you forgive him and y'all get back together?
No, because
Why?
he said his ex was better than me in every way.
Oh, who cares what he said? Let him forgive him and going back. You can't. I'm telling you, you ain't sitting in no room with nobody for 2 months. Right. And not be in love.
I just don't like the harassment anymore.
At work?
At work, and like if I go home, anywhere
the control. You mean even if you all got back together, he would be too controlling?
Yes.
That's your point. Okay. Well, if that's the way you feel, and you would know. You would only know. You know what you did to that man. Make that man not be able to control himself. Man ain't lost control. Haven't you?
Maybe.
I'll grant you $500 for the harassment. On the other hand, you're so pitiful. I'll give you $500 for whatever it is. Emotional distress you had yourself when she put you out or left you hanging. Don't you think he deserves something? Seriously. Look over there at him. He's pitiful. Don't you?
No.
Give me 500.
Maybe 2.
200. 200 is your judgment. Have a good day. That's my judgment.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about what happened. Like, I wish you could forgive me.
Yeah, no. But if you want, you can stop texting my mom as well. That would be nice.
No doubt.
Plaintiff Khadijah Johnson says her mom and the defendant's mom grew up together, and she and the defendant became good friends in college. However, Khadijah claims she and the defendant fell out after the defendant's mom had a disagreement with Khadijah's fiancé, who was with her in court, and she's suing her former friend for an unpaid loan and emotional distress. Defendant Jakayla Holmes admits that she had issues with Khadijah's fiancé, but says it's because he said things that scared her. Jakayla claims the only reason Khadijah's suing her is because she ended their friendship, and she's countersuing for bills and harassment.
Start with you.
Our moms, they basically were really close. They grew up together. They went to school.
Where?
Bakersfield, California. So me and Jakayla, we started hanging out in like 2014 when we went to college together. We had the same class. We became really close friends. We started hanging out a lot. At one point in time, I ended up moving in with her. Over time, she just became to me a negative person, a negative friend. And
why?
Because like she would just say like slick comments about like situations, like, or just people in general, like bad talk basically. Her mom and my fiance, they got into it because her mom like approached him aggressively, asking him questions that wasn't really her business.
About your boyfriend? Is that
about my boyfriend and just like my character, who I am.
All right, what'd she say about your boyfriend?
About him? That
No, the other boyfriend. Yeah, no, the other boyfriend. You heard me say boyfriend, and then she had a what? Ooh, which one? Him, that one.
Let me just clarify. Actually, fiance. So that's what I should have said.
Oh, okay. So he's my fault. You were talking about the boyfriend, not the not the fiance, not the fiance.
You're bad.
Forgive me. All right.
No, clarify my fiance.
Ma'am. We know you confused, and you need to. And he seems like a nice young man. So lead the other one around. He got a lot of tats over there. Nothing wrong with tats, but nonetheless, what was she saying about your boyfriend or fiance?
That he has demons.
Demons.
That's what she said. I'm not.
He has demons.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's all?
That and I. Yeah.
Did she say you do too? Because you do.
Yeah.
I do. She does. He does. Everybody has demons. What is she talking about?
Your Honor.
What are you all saying about her fiance that caused friction in your relationship?
The demon, it was a joke between me and her. She's called me a demon. I've called.
Okay, and that's it. That's all you all have said about her relationship?
As far as me speaking upon her fiance, I just was scared because he's had comments before that could justify me being like, okay, hold on now. Like, something's wrong.
I don't know what y'all saying. What is... You want to speak for yourself, sir? You want to just stand up, please? Now, people have been talking behind your back, and everybody's scared to say what they've been saying or what her mother said. She said, you got a demon. Things he said to me, and what does he say to you? Oh, yeah.
Okay, I met the defendant through my fiance. Went out a couple of times. Everything was convenient for the friends, when I had, homeboys there to hook them up with and stuff like that. But at the point where we took our relationship to another level, and in my opinion, her friends were being opportunists and they was getting exposed for being opportunists, it was a problem. Like you said, I'm heavily tatted, but I work, I'm welder, full-time worker, taking care of her and my family the right way. Yes, I'm a ex-gang member, but I'm not a cancer to my community anymore. The incident that she's talking about, it was the incident when came from, I believe, the club one night, dropping Jaquela off at home. We pulled up in the driveway. I believe her mother spotted me from a distance. She came up to the car, but she came up to the car not to me in an adult way. I was taught to respect my elders and so on like that, but she came to me as a kid. So I treated her mother as a kid. She came up to me and...
Disrespectful, you interpreted that.
Okay. Not asking me, how are you doing, how was your evening? Thank you for getting my daughter home safe, since we be in so many incidents, but...
Did she know of you being involved in any criminal activity in that time frame or something? Maybe that's the reason. Or you think she was just holding your past against you?
Just,
what she knew of your past, the stereotype she may have attributed to you wearing tattoos?
Stereotype of ignorance. That's my opinion.
All right.
She approached the car in an aggressive manner.
Got it.
But
you didn't do anything physical, and you didn't curse her out?
No, sir.
Did you? All right. Well, there it is. I think sounds like you were pretty much respectful in what you thought was disrespect towards you. You have teardrops. A lot of your friends killed or something? See, teardrops. Don't you have a few there?
Yes. That's
about how many do you have there?
I have about, I believe, like 12.
12 of your friends killed?
Yes, sir.
Because that's what each teardrop represents. What city are you from?
I'm from Long Beach, California.
Yeah, Long Beach. Compton is totally gang-ridden. And what group, if you don't mind, or gang?
I'm affiliated with the Crips.
Crips?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I know a lot of Crips in L.A., Long Beach. I do. I know a couple of the founders of the Crips.
Yeah.
We've done things together in the community to try and discourage gang violence.
Yeah.
Tookie Williams, he was one of the founders of the Crips. He was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize for the children's books that he wrote, discouraging gang involvement, and he was very effective in it, and went and met him, went to his funeral.
Yeah, I heard about you being on the block doing good things.
You heard me doing that? Yeah, I go over there and try to do a little work. And so I'm glad you're turning your life around. You being a welder, clearly you've done that.
Yeah.
And you're out of those streets. And I applaud you. It was about the same age. I applaud you. You know, I was a street guy. And how old are you?
I'm 26.
Yeah, I was a street guy. I may have come out of the street a little earlier than you, but, you know, I pursued and achieved a career, so I'm glad to hear that's where you're at. And a lot of the gangbangers, I want you all to see and how you can recover from that life and become successful. One other thing I want to point out and ask you about, and I've always tried, well, I don't say it too much because I can't be too critical of these guys, but it's always puzzled me why the West Coast guys, and some in Chicago, they fight and shoot and kill, and it's unrelated to money. In Detroit, that's why they fight and kill. They getting some money. Can you explain that?
Well, my opinion is I grew up being told that I wasn't going to see 18. So you don't think about your decisions because you've been pumped into your brain that you won't see 18. So anything after 18 is new to you.
Okay, so it's not really about money because it's about, okay, let me protect myself from dying because the common belief is that I'm not going to make it past 18 or 21. So no, I'm not focusing on getting any money. I'm focusing on living. So, you know, folks need to understand you all are trying to survive. Unfortunately, they've dumped all these guns and drugs in the neighborhoods and subjected you to a failed education system. And so it's hard to come out of that in a failed education system. You can't get a job. Thank God you were able to get something using your hands because for the most part, school system has failed all of urban America and families have been destroyed for 2 generations of crack use. Unfortunately, we're going to see the same thing with the opioid epidemic. We're going to see families destroyed. And that epidemic just began, but unfortunately, that's what you're going to see. 2 generations. You're going to see the user, the parent, and then you're going to see the child who was neglected while the parent was on drugs. And so 2 generations will be wiped out like they were with crack. You take away education, you flood guns, you flood drugs. What do you think going to happen? Everybody going to go to church? No, they're not going to church. They're going to the corner. All right, so hopefully some of the current gang members will hear me and it'll get through to them as to what is happening in their world, and they'll wake up like you did. In the meantime, we got to get to this 1,800.
I gave her a $1,500 loan.
When?
August 11, 2016.
11. All right, and when was she to pay?
She was to make monthly payments to me until the...
beginning when?
Beginning September 28, 2016.
Okay, how many has she made?
She's only made, like, periodically payments, and they all ended up to be, like, around $400.
All right, ma'am, what do you say to this?
So I did get the loan for $1,500. I was making weird payments throughout. But the only reason why I was making weird payments is because I was giving her whatever I had.
What do you mean by weird? You're giving her counterfeit money? Counterfeit money?
No,
or
like
what?
sporadic payments. Like sporadic payments. Like
inconsistent.
I was
Inconsistent
payments.
Right. Go ahead.
So but the money never seemed to be an issue until we had the falling out, and I no longer wanted to be her friend. As a talking about
what do you mean it didn't become an issue until
it wasn't like it
became an issue when you stopped paying her?
I never stopped paying her, Your Honor. I never stopped paying her.
You still paying her?
I paid the last payment I made was July of this year.
July, August, September.
You're several months late.
No, I'm talking the last payment. So I've been paying her since then, but the last recent payment
You've never been late?
Yeah, I've been late.
How many times?
Well, since then.
Period.
Like maybe 8.
What? 8 times you stopped paying her. I don't know if you know it or not. When you're 8 times late, you didn't pay her those 8 times on time. How many did you miss altogether?
I don't know, Your Honor.
All right, so you don't know how many times you stopped. All right, so your counterclaim for $1,200 is for what?
I'm suing her for the last bill. She said we lived together. In June, we did not pay the last bills because we had to move so quickly.
What was her share?
Half of it. So the
I
bill.
don't know what that is.
$67.
Total?
total.
Okay. So, and what is the other? You say $67 for bills? That's all she owes?
That's all the one I had for the
okay.
actual
And so what else does she owe other than the $67? Why are you asking for $1,200 when the bill is only $67?
Because of harassment. I have
what has she done?
Statuses here of her constantly talking about me when the situation was over.
Talking about you to who?
Talking to status, Facebook, social media.
Okay, and how many times?
I have approximately, these are not even all of them.
How many times do you have?
At least like 15.
Okay, and what
I
do they
also
say?
have,
what do they say about
this
you
one is actually
that caused you emotional? It's him? No, you need to sue him later. We're talking about what she did.
This is both
We're
of them
talking
on
about
this.
what she did.
Okay.
Tell me what she did to you to cause you to deserve $1,200 for harassment.
There's the statement where she's like, her and her family are like, she's like, I need a real friend.
Okay, she needed a real friend. And that caused you emotional distress. You had to go to counseling. Exactly what happened. You have to have damages. Judgment for the plaintiff, $67 for you. Have a good day.
I think the friendship already been over.
Oh, the friendship has been over for a minute now.
She will get an invite to the wedding.
That's good.
Plaintiff L.V. Hillman III says he met the defendant through a Facebook travel group, and they went on a couple of dates. L.V. claims their first date went well, but when they met at a party during their second date, the defendant completely ignored him. He's suing her today for a loan and court costs. Defendant Tanisha Tarver says when she first met LV, he tried to impress her by showing her his credit score and salary. And the reason she ignored him on their second date was because he was intoxicated. Tanisha insists the money from LV was a gift.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, I've known Tanisha Tarver for a little over a year, sir.
Where you all meet?
We met through a travel group on Facebook.
That's not true. We met 2 years ago at tailgating at a football game.
What game?
The Lions.
Wow. Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions.
No wonder y'all here. You know I'm from Detroit. But, and the owners, they didn't even invest in a great player to be with Barry Sanders, who is regarded as the top running back in the history of the game. And they had him out there by himself for 8 or 9 years. Wouldn't get him a good quarterback. Nobody. The best way to put it is he was the only Pro Bowler on the team for like 8 years. So don't tell me nothing about no Lions. So if they can't invest, neither am I. I'm with the Rams now. Go ahead, sir. Y'all got me distracted. Don't you mention no Lions to me.
Well, that's where we met.
Sir?
So recently...
You say y'all met at the Lions game, and that was so uneventful you forgot.
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell me, when you all met, what did happen?
Recently, we went on a trip to Cincinnati for the Cincinnati Music Fest.
The two of you?
As part of the travel group.
Yes.
We got more acquainted on the bus trip on the way back. We decided to exchange numbers and to potentially date.
How long ago?
July 27th was the weekend of the Jazz Fest.
July of 19, you all decided to begin dating. That's the first time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead.
We went on a date that following Tuesday to a club. I thought we had a wonderful time.
That's not true either. It was on a Monday. We're going to get the days correct. We're going to tell the story correctly.
Go ahead.
It was on a Tuesday. It was karaoke night.
Okay.
We went on that date.
Is that why we're here? You can't sing?
I don't sing.
All right. Go ahead.
We went on that date. I thought the date went off very well. We had some discussions after that. We decided to meet up again at a club Thursday night. We met. We also had a group of people with us there. We decided to leave that group to go to another friend's birthday party at a different club. She was there before I was there. When I arrived there, she completely ignored me and just left.
Tell the judge why you was ignored.
A couple of weeks later.
Why were you ignored?
I have no idea. Because I was ignored.
Drunk?
He was extremely drunk.
Yeah, see, that's everything I've heard. Club. Why do you all didn't meet at church?
Yeah.
Because that's what he does. He frequents bars. I don't frequent bars that often as he does.
Yeah, let me hear from you.
So we, as Mr. Hillman stated, we did end up at a local bar on the east side where he actually lives. I went out.
Of what city?
Warren.
Detroit?
Warren.
Oh, Warren, Michigan?
In Warren. He actually presented himself to me. This was his pitch. I'm tall, I'm easy on the eyes, I'm God-fearing, I'm fun, I have a 700+ credit score, no underage kids, I'm single, I live alone, I have evidence where he even sent me his credit score as well as his salary. He was trying to impress me. Yes, he did. Here you go, Your Honor. He knew that he was out of his lane with trying to date me.
How so? Why do you say that?
Because, I mean, he's just not the normal type that I would date. So I decided to give an ordinary guy a chance. I've been single for about 3 years. And I said, well, you know what? I saw a different side of him.
What type of guys you usually date?
I normally date.
I bet you're around there in Detroit dating them dope boys.
No, I don't date.
Yes, y'all.
Never
And you ran out of them because ain't no more dope on the street but some weed. And it ain't enough. Now that they legitimizing weed, the dope boys ain't got nothing to sell no more.
Never.
Now you got to go to a normal man and make how much you make, sir. That's what happened. All them dope boys locked up and all you pretty girls ain't got nowhere to go. So now y'all either chasing old men or average men. Go ahead. That's what she referred to, not me.
That's not me. That's not me.
I don't see anything about his...
Right there. If you
y'all go to Perfecting Church?
No, I used to
Pastor
go to
Winans?
I used to go to Perfecting Church.
Oh, you used to? Who leaves Perfecting?
No, I did.
Pastor Winans is a great man.
I go to Triumph Church now.
You go where?
Triumph.
That's my man, Glenn Kenlock?
Yes.
Pastor Kenlock's. Yeah, love him. Well, I don't know, you right there.
You.
Just don't come over to our church with that mess. Pastor Sheard or Bishop Sheard, that great Emmanuel. Don't come over here with that. I don't see any salary on here.
Well, no, that's where he was given the credit score. His salary
apparently she was already in a relationship because a couple of weeks later I saw this post on her.
Let me see it. Please don't tell me it's a dope boy.
Wow.
He looks familiar.
That's a friend of mine from my birthday party.
I never have to question your loyalty.
I never have to question.
Aren't you just looking extremely dapper, handsome, and the love of my life? What kind of guys are your standards? You talking about your standards?
I like God-fearing.
The man making six-figure money.
He think he is. He's not. So here's his salary right here.
That's what I want to see. I want to see what his man actually did this. And you're going to turn down a man this desperate for you. That's his score. I still don't see a salary, ma'am.
It's right above it. I was asking.
And every what? I'm going to get you some action. I'm going to announce it. A week. Is that a week?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Good enough. How many of y'all women want a man that makes every 2 weeks?
That doesn't even add up.
What?
That doesn't even add up to where he has on there as his salary.
That's just my base salary. It doesn't even include my bonuses.
Don't include your bonus. Nice. Y'all heard that?
So, with bonuses, 6.
I never even asked him about his salary. He presented that to me.
So how did it go with your friend here?
So from there, it proceeded to where I went out with him at the local club where he was the local celebrity. He had told me when we got in there, he had slept with one of the girls from the trip that we had just went on. I began to feel...
Did you tell her that?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you know,
and
man.
Then,
how you figure you gonna come up? Go ahead.
So then it was just other women that was in there that he supposedly had been with, that some women was supposedly his sister and all. I'm just gonna make the best out of the situation, enjoy my evening. Just went on from there.
A poor man's playboy. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I told her about the woman from the trip just so she didn't get blindsided by somebody coming up to her saying
I didn't even care.
Tell me about this loan.
It wasn't a loan. It was a gift.
Let him tell me.
Okay, prior to our going out on the date that Tuesday, she discussed that her car was in the shop and she was going to have to pay $500.
Oh, that's dry begging. Go ahead.
Now let's go back to where he asked, do I need anything?
Did you start off by asking whether she needed anything?
Absolutely.
She told me that.
Here you go, Your Honor, right here.
Let's see it. Now, I'll let you say your piece, but let him say his. Okay. Go ahead.
She started off stating about that she didn't have the money to pay it and she was going to have to charge it on her credit card and pay the interest on that.
That's not
true. And I asked her, did you need any help via text? Now, during a discussion, after I sent her the money, I told her that this is interest-free. You don't have to pay it back all at once.
That's
you can pay it back in any increment you can, because I was under the impression we were going to be in a relationship. Then she texted me the following day stating that she was about to send me my money back, that she felt uncomfortable with the situation and she didn't want me to feel used.
Okay.
And that text is right here.
Let me give you a little advice real quick. And see, as you say, it looks like you make six-figure money. Let me have his evidence. So I know you, if you're from Detroit, you got a lot of folks who are on low income, and they're probably calling that. I'm trying to give you a little insight, because you definitely said the wrong thing with her. Anything I can help you with.
And I
don't say that, because everybody needs some help.
I'm not low income.
And so I'm talking about Detroit, many in Detroit. Okay. Detroit is the most impoverished city in the country. So there are many low-income folks who call and ask for help, as they should or might want to. That's what I'm talking about, offering money. For example, I can't call people and say, how you doing? Without them saying, oh, it's hard, it's rough. It's real rough. I owe this, I owe that. And I said, well, I gotta stop asking people how they doing when I get them on the phone. So then I start saying, hey man, what's up with you? Ain't nothing up with these bills, man. That's all that's up. I can't say what's up now. I had to think of another thing, the way to greet people. But I call them. Call. Hey man, you good? What's going on? No, I ain't good at all. So now you know what I do, and this is what I'm telling you to do. When you call somebody, they pick up, hey! That's it. All right?
Yes.
Just say, hey. That's what I do. Even when I call people, and not only when I get a call, when I call people, hey! Or, like good Christians do, or those who come out of rehab, you say, praise the Lord. That's how you know they've been on dope before. Just kidding. Just the ones that I know. When they've been on rehab and they go to church, they come back out and knock every other word. Praise the Lord. That's good. That's a good thing, but it's a little odd. You got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. But you told the woman at any point she didn't have to pay you. Let me see what you have.
I know. I never said that.
Cash App, I never gave him my Cash App information. We were on the phone conversing. He asked me if I needed anything. I asked him, what do you mean by anything? He said, you don't come back and ask for clarity. I said, yes, I do. And then that's when I said, well, hey, right now I'm dealing with this issue with my car. It was hit by a deer. He even offered to let me use his truck, okay? While we were on the phone, I get a notification from Cash App, and I never gave him gave him my information. It was a cha-ching. And I said, wow, you just sent me this Cash App notification. I never sent you my information, and I didn't even tell you how much I needed.
And when he started expressing his desires for you, that's when you said, let me get this man his money back to get him out my, or tell him I'm getting him out.
That's not
it was
true.
Actually after we had gone on the first date. He told me about he had been married twice and that he had been burned supposedly by his ex, and that she used him. So I felt sorry for him. I didn't make a promise or any of that. It was a gift.
She sounded like the, hold on, she sounds like the typical woman who wants nothing from a man. That's how, let me read it to you. You need anything? This is you. She's like, anything like what? She didn't say, yeah. And you say, anything like anything. I mean, you're pushing something on it. Well, since you said anything, yes, I do need something.
Hello?
What? I'm supposed to get my car out of the shop. Oh, we go together now. You done dating other men? You're odd, sir. You asked a question and I gave you an answer. We getting that ring tonight. She said, what, out of the bubble gum machine?
He was trying to move real quick, yonder, real quick.
Yeah, he was. With regard to the money, you said in your testimony you believed you all were en route to a permanent relationship, and her offer to repay was an offer to get you off of her back, to get you from bugabooing her.
Yes.
So I'm going to dismiss your claim. Good luck to you both.
You'll stop playing checkers with me while I'm over here playing chess from here on out. Now everybody knows the truth. He'll stop lying and being honest and stop taking women out to local clubs. I'm a classy woman. I do wish you well. I have no ill feelings towards you. Now I can put this behind me.
I truly understand and I agree with the judge's judgment. For me, it's over with.